This is a fucking great time to be a Guilty Gear player. In case you're watching this video on a later date, this video was released a bit after Guilty Gear Xrd Rev2 was announced. So if you're already playing with the Testament in Xrd and Milia's Chroming Roses nerfed to shit, you might be a bit late on this video. You lucky bastard. That said, in this video I'm going to basically go through some future playable character predictions and fanboy about Baiken a bit. Yes, Baiken is back after all these years of waiting. My beautiful warrior woman is finally coming back as a playable character. She was the first character I tried when I first touched a Guilty Gear game, and she's been my favorite character ever since. Hearing that she was not included in the returning cast of Xrd was soul crushing, but finally she's coming back. I really like the redesign of her tatamis, but for real, it seems the same thing happened to her tits that happened to Soul's shoulders. I'm not sure how I feel about her eye patch though, that is for some reason transparent? Like a monocle? Just why? But overall, I like her subtle redesign, even the diapers she has, because I actually thought that adding Baiken to the game would take so long that I would be the one wearing diapers the next time I get to see her. Alongside Baiken, another new character was revealed to join the cast. Previously we were all like,
you ain't got the answers, man! You ain't got the answers! You ain't got the answers! You ain't got the answers!
Well, now we do, Kanye. Answer: Chip's assistant. This was a real surprise for me, because although I hoped that he would be playable one day, I didn't expect him to join the cast this soon. His ninja stuff looks cool though, and his playstyle looks like it could fit me. I do main Chip at the moment after all. I cannot wait to see what kind of character he is to play. So we already know Baiken and Answer are going to be added in Rev2, but what other characters are going to be playable in the future? Here's what I think. We are still missing some long-time playable characters like Anji Mito, Zappa, Robo-Ky, Testament, Bridget, Abba, Justice and Cliff Anderson. And no, I'm not fucking listing the Holy Order Soul, it would be the same as listing Dr. Baldhead, who is totally not Faust. From these characters, the most likely candidates to enter the roster are definitely Zappa and Robo-Ky, because they both had surprisingly big roles in the Revelator story mode for not being playable characters yet. I gotta be honest, I'm not crazy about Robo-Ky as a character, although he seems to have more personality than the real Kai. But I've always loved Zappa's design. Sure, he's not a character I would play myself since I don't really play puppet characters, no matter how hard Zado's spot is trying to seduce me, but I cannot wait for him to get possessed by demons again. Even Dr. Paradigm was playable in Guilty Gear 2, so since Sin and Raven were previously playable in Guilty Gear 2 as well, it's not an impossible idea to have him enter the scene as well, since he's also an important character in story mode. We do have Dizzy in the game already, so idea of Testament being added is not too far-fetched either. He has always been kind of a guardian for Dizzy after all. Testament is by the way one of my favorite characters in the series, so I would be more than happy to have him back. With him in the scene, it might lead to his foster father Cliff to be added as well. Oh, never mind. When it comes to character relations, now that Baiken is coming, one character who has always been kinda tied to her story-wise is Anji Mito. He was working for that man, the guy Baiken has a vengeance against, at some point at least, but clearly he has some feels for Baiken as well. Talking about that man, aka Mr. Condom McCat Ears, I have to be completely honest here, the reveal of that man's face after this many years was the biggest disappointment this series has had for me. I hate the cat and bunny ears thing the new Guilty Gear games have going on, that ruins otherwise potentially cool looking character designs. And the fact that this cool ass villain that has hidden his face for years in this series was revealed to be, well, this killed my excitement towards the character completely. When Baiken did her cameo in Revelator story mode, I almost shit my pants, because it looked like she has the cat ear treatment as well, but luckily it was just her hair from a certain angle. Whew, dodge that bullet. Seriously, can you picture this face under this hood? Asuka Arc Rhodes, that's his real name, is however one of the most likely candidates for upcoming playable characters, since we already have all his henchmen Ino, Raven and Chaco playable. After talking about that man, I think we need to talk about someone who has a bit more testosterone than him. And by that I mean of course Pritchett. He is a fan favorite, and I'm actually pretty surprised he isn't in as a playable character yet. I'm dying to see his crazy playstyle implemented in Xrd, and it would no doubt make many fans very happy to see him return. Yes, him. As much as I personally like the design of Abba, she was added in the series in Accent Core, so she doesn't have a big fanbase out there, and I think she has the least chance in getting to the character roster anytime soon. And when it comes to Justice, well, what the fuck happened to Justice? Imagine fighting this thing in the game. Like, I know that it's supposed to be her physical body or something, and you get a better explanation about it in the story mode, but I still don't get why she's the size of a skyscraper now. I guess in Guilty Gear nothing is quite as it seems. Some other potential characters that make an appearance in the story mode that might be included as playables in the future include Ariels, the main villain of Revelator, leader of the Conclave, Cronus, Gabriel, the leader of Chep, and the mysterious third king of Illyria, Daryl. We do already have the two other kings, Kai Kiske and Leo Whitefang after all. Also, Bedgirl? Of course, there's still my favorite section left.
These sexually objectified female bodies are designed to function as environmental texture, while titillating presumed straight male players.
That's right, Anita, we need to make these fine women playable. We got all kinds of boom shakalaka going on in the background in these games, for example the Jellyfish Pirates, Slayers 5's Sharon, and whoever this baby is. To be honest, I don't think any of these background characters are ever going to be added as playables, but from all these fine women in the background, there's one that might have a slight chance to be playable in the future, and that's April, May's best friend. She has been around forever, so who knows? Sharon is a bit too scary to think about as a playable character. She's completely immortal and could melt Eddie's ass in one of the endings in the earlier games. Arxis did hold a little poll around the time Xrd Sign released about which characters the fans would like to see returning to the series the most. And while I think some people have really shit taste, there was one really surprising name on that list. Fanny. Apparently Fanny was a character in Guilty Gear Petite that people for some reason really liked, so there's a very slight possibility that we'll see a bit more HD look of her as well in the future. I might have purposefully forgot some character designs I hate out of this video, but hey, let me know who you think is going to get added as a playable character in the future. In the end, we all know who should be added next, and I'm of course talking about the fan favorite, Leopaldon. Okay, I think this video is about Leopal... done.